It's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. So, one of my reading goals for this year, and just reading goals in general, I am trying to get my series reading under control because it's currently out of control. I want my ultimate, eventually what is my vision? My vision for perfect amount of in progress series. I would like to get down ultimately to maybe five series in progress. What does in progress mean for me? That means series where it's the books are already published, but I just haven't read them yet. So it wouldn't include books that I'm caught up on, in a series where maybe we're waiting for the next book to get published. So that's my long-term goal. I'm gonna see if I can get that number continue going down. I've been working really hard throughout this year to focus on my series reading to bring things under control. And actually, you know what I'll do right now, because we're gonna basically go through since my last update, which, God, I feel like that was, I don't know, it was towards the beginning of the year. I feel like it was in the first quarter of the year. So it's been 6 months. I've been prioritizing my series reading for the year. So we're going to see. We're going to see in my last update, right? Where we were. So I'm going to put this up here so you can see my last update. I had 32 series in progress, okay? And then in those series that I had in progress, there were 133 unread books. I'm looking down because I've got my little computer right here. So just don't mind me as I look down. That's what I'm looking at. 32 series. That's a lot of series. That means series that books are out, just haven't read them. So that's way too much. That's 27 too many series. Yeah, so I've really been working hard here, like I said, through the year to bring this down. This is gonna be realistically probably a multi-year project. I've been working really hard to limit the new series that I'm starting as well, which is really hard. It's really hard to do when there's a lot of stuff that you want to read that's new. Having said that, I did add a couple of new series. Did. So you can see I added The Wayfarers. That's by Becky Chambers, because I read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I feel like I read that as part of Fantasy Bingo for last year's bingo round, which of course goes to March 31st of this year. So anyway, it got added this year to my in progress series that I'm doing. I also, and look, I have no regrets. I started Dungeon Crawler Carl and I love it and I don't care. I would do it again. 10 out of 10 series. I'm basically saying this at every opportunity to every single person that I talk to. If you haven't checked out Dungeon Crawler Carl, you 100% need to. However, I should be caught up on all of the already published books in Dungeon Crawler Carl by the end of 2025. So this should then be moved to moved out of the in progress category, because once I catch up and read all of those, then I'll just be waiting for the next book to get published. I don't know when the next book is getting published. I don't know if we've heard, because Matt Denneman does, he just had the seventh book traditionally published. Of course, the seventh book has been out for a while, so it was indie published, but it just got traditionally published here in September. And I know he's got another book coming out that's not related to the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe. I feel like that book is coming out in, what is it, Operation Bounce House or something. And I think that's coming out in February, maybe. So I don't know if we're getting a Dungeon Crawler Carl book next year. We might, because I know they want to capitalize on his success, and obviously book 7 has been done for a while, because it was God, my hair is just is just freaking, isn't it? I don't even know why. Look, it's fall. It shouldn't be humid. I don't know why it's acting like this. I do need a haircut. I'm getting a haircut soon. Let's blame that. Anyway, please don't mind my weird hair. I would be surprised if like we're not getting book 8 relatively soon because of how much success he's having at this point. I'd imagine they probably want to keep that hype going. But I don't know. Look, I don't want to rush perfection, okay? This man is a genius, and I know it's not going to turn into a Germ situation where we're waiting like 25 years for the next installment. So whatever time he needs to take is certainly fine. There's gonna actually be like a lot of stuff coming out. I know they're doing I think they're doing a graphic novelization. I think they're doing like a tabletop RPG. There's supposed to be a TV show adaptation. Anyway, I'm sure I will survive, is what I'm saying. And long story short, I don't even know how I got here. I'll be caught up with Dungeon Crawler Carl probably by the end. No, you know what? I will be caught up with Dungeon Crawler Carl by the end of this year. I'm on track. I've been doing one per month, and so I will be finished in December. And I did also have a DNF. This is just a DNF for now though, because I'm moving it off of my in progress series, because what I'm gonna do if I end up going back to this, which of course is the Singing Hill Cycle by Ngivo, I will just reread the novellas that I've already read, because I think I've read 3 of them. So I don't have like a drive right now to finish this series, even though it's like super short books. I just don't. There's other books I'd rather focus on at the moment. So this is just a DNF for now. I'm moving it off the list because I have no plans for the foreseeable future to continue. So if and when I do come back to this one, I'll just restart from the beginning and then read the whole way through at that point. And so let's look here. We're about to get into the good part, okay? Like the real meat and potatoes. What kind of progress have I made in bringing this series list down? Let me tell you, since we last spoke, I have finished 7 series, okay? Props to me. 7 series. I had 32, and now keep in mind, I've been doing a lot of other reading like this year besides just series. So when I counted this up, I was like, my God, I didn't realize that I made so much progress. I think that's amazing. So what did I finish? I finished the Broken Blades trilogy, the Emily Wilde trilogy, which I love. I know I don't think Heather Fawcett is going to turn that into a longer series, but I wish she would. The Death series by David Hankins. I finished the Fever House duology, which I know is kind of like, that's cheating, but you know what? It is a series. I finished the Chronicles of the Black Gate, which was 5 books and I believe 2 short stories. Finished those. Those were long ones too, okay? I don't have the physical book of it. I have the omnibus, but it was like, I don't know, like 4,000 pages long or something stupid. Anyway, finished that. It was amazing. Strongly recommend Portal Fantasy by Phil Tucker. Check it out if you haven't. Rolling in the Deep, that is also only 2 books. That's by Mira Grant. I'm hoping that she does more. Apparently a lot of people are hoping that she does more from, I don't know, kind of hints that I gather when she's done like AMAs on Reddit. The implication seems to be that it's the publisher not agreeing to do more in this series. Like she wants to, but she's just not, I don't know, being allowed to or whatever. Look, I don't presume to know. I could be out here like just talking about made up stuff on the internet. I have no idea. That was kind of like what I inferred from what I saw in different AMAs, but regardless, maybe at some point we'll be getting another Rolling in the Deep story. If we do, I will absolutely be continuing reading it. And then I also finished the Winter House trilogy. This is a middle grade fantasy. I really enjoyed reading through this. I'm gonna have to check and see if, I believe the author is Ben Guterson. Let me look. Yes, the author is Ben Guterson, and like, you don't know because I just cut this out, but I looked up who did Winter House, right? And then I was about to come back and say to you, the viewer, I wonder if he's written any other books. I should check that out and see if he has, and maybe. And then I was like, hey, stupid, you're looking at the internet like right now. Why don't you just look it up right now? So I did. And he does have other books, and I will be putting those on my list of things to check out if you're interested in, you know, middle grade fantasy. That's, I mean, it was compelling and like really, I don't know, it was fun, but also like there were, again, very dark things going on in this, but I think in, you know, an age appropriate way for middle grade fantasy. I had a great time reading the Winter House trilogy is the point that I'm trying to make. So yeah, if you're looking for middle grade fantasy, that was really good. So yeah, seven series. I cannot believe that I got through 7 series with all of my reading this year. Yeah, good. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Let's take a look at where we're at now. So currently, that means I have 27 series in progress. Brought that down. I sure did. I have 119 unread books, so we brought that down. Even with adding the 2 series, we have still brought that down by 14 books. And then I also have 5 series that are in progress, but like current. So what does that mean? That means that I really just have 22 series that are like in progress, but I haven't read the books. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How does that math work out? I don't fucking know, but it does. I triple checked my spreadsheet, okay? So this is where we're at. Now I admit the way that I did my tallying in my first, like the first video that I did, the only other video that I did about my series reading, I couldn't remember exactly how I like included the series or not. So like this is basically, we've got a new baseline, right? That's what I'm saying in this video. As of now, we've got a new baseline. Not like a baseline like a song, but like a baseline criteria. Well, I do like a good baseline in a song. So really I have 27 series in progress, but 5 of those I'm current on. So really I only have 22 series that are in progress, but I still have books that I need to read that are published and simply unread. That is awesome. I don't know when I'm gonna do my next series update. Maybe like early, like beginning of next year. I'll try to do, because I wanna wait long enough to where I can have like, I don't know, a good chunk of progress that I've I've been working on. So I have been working on it, but it's not like I'm only reading in progress series. There's other books that I'm reading too. So I'm trying to find a balance, you know, to work through the series. While at the same time, like there's other stuff that I want to take on. I will say, so my goals here, by the end of this year, I'm going to be finished with Dungeon Crawler Carl, at least to the point where like I'm waiting for the next books to be published. I should be finished with the first Law Universe from Joe Abercrombie, so that's going to be awesome. Let me take a quick look. Let me take a quick look at my spreadsheet and see if there's any other series that I expect to be done with by the end of this year. So I'm expecting to be done with the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. That's only 5 books though. I think there's like 2 more that have been published. Look, I'm only counting the 5 for now because that's like the set that I have. So I'm counting the 5. I will make a decision at that point. If I'm going to continue, I probably will continue. But look, I'm counting it for right now is just the 5. I will probably be done with the Lamplight Murder Mysteries. I will put that that cover up here, because right now I'm reading Murder on Hunter's Eve. That's gonna move, once I finish Murder on Hunter's Eve, that's gonna shift to a, like I've read all of the books that are currently published. So it's like I'm still in the middle of the series, but there's no more books for me to read at this point. I have the short, I think it's like a novella, Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. I should be done with that. I'm planning to read that in December. Look, I was gonna read that like months ago, but there was a hella long wait at my library. So I was like, you know what? By the time I get this, it's gonna be like August, so I might as well just wait and read it in the holiday season. So that's what happened. So that's my current plan. And then is that the only other one that okay, so those are the 3 that I think I'm in the middle of that will be done by the end of 2025. In 2026, I do have some series plans. My plan for 2026 is to read through the 3 main series by John Gwynne. So that's gonna be, God, math is hard. I believe that that is gonna be 10 books. 10 books for John Gwynne for next year. I'm planning to get through that similarly to how I did the First Law for a lot of this year, which is like 1 book a month. I am also planning to continue reading through the Cosmere from Brandon Sanderson, because I have literally not read any Brandon Sanderson this year. And I don't know if you can tell, I've got like, is it this row? This row, this row. So it's really hard. I'm having a hard time telling the perspective in my camera lens because like the angle, but no, it's this row. This is my Brando Sando shelf, okay? I still have 16 things to read in Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson, I'm gonna read the Cosmere up to this point. Dear God, that's unless he publishes even more. Now, a couple of those are like short stories, but still, I'm planning to do 1 a month, so that's like another 16 months at this point to get caught up on just the Cosmere. That's the plan though. I'm planning to read through that. And then let me look. Tentatively, I'm gonna try within the next 6 months to finish gosh, what is that series? The Cycle of Fire by Jamie Wertz. I read the first book. It's a trilogy, so I've got to read the final 2. I also want to continue on with the like the World of the Goblin Emperor. And so there's kind of like 2 series by Catherine Addison that are tied together. I think one of them is like the Cemeteries of Amalo. The other is, I can't even recall what it's called, but it's basically the Goblin Emperor. And if you look like in the series reading for Catherine Addison, the 2 are kind of like mixed together. So I'm going to try to read through those. And then I'm also going to try to finish Garth Nix. Let me see his series, The Old Kingdom. I have read the first 2 and I have far too many left to go. And actually, I mean, it's a great series and I really don't want to like drop off, but I know with the audiobooks, I think Tim Curry does the audiobooks, so I'm planning to like do a listen to both Sabriel and Liriel before I pick up A Porson, which is the 3rd book. So, oh no, such torture. I'd have to listen to like Tim Curry read a book to me. But that's another way too that I'm trying to like get used to audiobooks, is to do like listen to books that I've already read through audiobooks. So that's my current plan. I also made no progress going through James Clavell's Asian Saga this year. I wanted to at least read Gai Jin, and I just didn't have the time. So I don't think that I'll be having the time by the end of this year. Realistically, I believe that book is huge. I think it's even bigger than Shogun. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, man, Gai Jin is even bigger than Shogun by like almost 100 pages. And like Shogun is like 1100 and this one is coming in at like 1236. Yeah, that's a big book, and I really love both Taipan and Shogun from James Clavell, so I'm absolutely going to continue the series. I'm just not sure when, because like reading those, they're so good, but they take energy, like so much energy to read. And right now with reading, like reading through the First Law and reading through, oh God, what was it? The Phil Tucker series, The Chronicles of the Black Gate. A lot of like the emotional energy that I would have used for Gaijin, like if I'm reading the First Law or something like The Chronicles of the Black Gate, that's where my emotional reading energy goes into, because like those kinds of books are they're really satisfying, but they're draining. And that's the same way that I have felt with both Shogun and Taipan. So good, cannot recommend them enough. Incredible books by James Clavell. But like emotionally, they take a lot from me to be able to like sit down and get through them. So I will be continuing. I just don't know when I'm going to do Gaijin. Oh God, I just realized if next year is John Gwynne, maybe I really don't know when. Well, there's only like what, 10 books from John Gwynne. Maybe I'll just take a month. I'll take a month next year and read Gaijin, and that'll be I'll be able to work it in that way on like a John Gwynne free month next year. And then I believe the third book in the Legends and Lattes series is coming out very shortly. Brigands and Bread Knives. I'm gonna read that. I am gonna be starting a couple of series. I'm gonna be starting the Robert Jackson Bennett series for Drop of Corruption, and oh God, what's the other one? The Tainted Cup. Can't believe I forgot that. So presumably there's going to be more books than just these two in that series, but I'm going to try to finish those by the end of the year. I'm also going to be doing the Hierarchy series. I know it's just the 2 books right now. I assume there will be more, but that's the James Islington, The Will of the Many, Strength of the Few, because I know that second one is coming out imminently. So planning to read through that by the end of this year probably. Although I guess we'll see when I have time for that. Anyway, that's all that I have for the moment. Those are my knowns. I'm gonna continue to try to limit new series that I'm starting. Continue to try to prioritize getting through the series that I have, so that eventually, in the next couple of years maybe, can work my way down to 5 series in progress that I'm just not caught up on. Ultimate goal, we're getting there though. A lot of progress so far this year. Super proud of myself. And yeah, I'll be back, I don't know, early next year, I guess in 2026, with an update on where I'm at with my series, unless something crazy happens and I have a major update before then. But yeah, so far that's all that I've got. So that literally, I guess, is all that I've got for you today. Yeah, are you in the middle of a lot of crazy series? Do you not have as much of a problem with that as I do? Are you like in the middle of, I don't know, 100 series and you're like, I don't even care, I just read what I want? If you are, I am super jealous that you can be so relaxed about that. I wish that I could too. Anyway, that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming by. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.